Oh, what is this? MIL fake news PPT. Alright then. Hello there. My name is Julio Gusinancito II at Manghal, or you may just call me Julio for short. And today I'll be presenting to you fake news. Well, let's get this started. Let's get this started. We're going to be understanding what fake news is, as well as the former, mis, mal, and disinformation. For the table of contents, we'll be talking about the objectives we want to learn today, what fake news is and the different types, such as misinformation, then we'll delve deeper into it. Same with malinformation, we shall delve deeper, and disinformation we shall discuss further. But for our objectives, we'll explain what fake news is at its very core, and give insight on the different types of fake news, help give more perspective on such different types, and help others, especially students, distinguish the different types. But you may be asking, what even is fake news in the first place? Well, fake news is false or deliberately misleading information that is presented as factual news, such as fake announcements, fake news, and fake posts. And these examples may vary, but there are three main categories of fake news, which is mis, mal, and disinformation. Now, first off, we'll be talking about misinformation. It is the act of false or inaccurate information being shared without the intent or harm intended to the individual, often spread through accidental sharing, unverified posts, or outdated sources. Such examples is one right here, a fabricated class suspension post, where classes are still suspended in Cagayan de Oro in November 25. But how can we claim this post is really fake? Well, we can use one of our techniques, lateral reading. Now we're asking what would be lateral reading? Well, it is a verifying technique in which we verify the source's credibility. But how so? By backing away from the actual post and checking other sources. Now what are those other sources? Well, these are the official Facebook post or page, the official DepEd website, or other news outlets such as GMA. Now we are able to determine if this is real or fake. Now we shall discuss or analyze. Here I'd like to assess two different sections though. We discuss the examples and its effects, and also some subcategories of misinformation. Now, first off, we'll discuss the examples. Now these are the effects if we left it unattended. It is a widespread of false information and can damage students' trust in schedules and cause authorities to take unnecessary legal action because of said posts. Why? Because we never touched it. But if we took action, we can prevent further damage, remove the fake material, and prevent unnecessary actions. Now for the subcategories of misinformation, we have satire or parody, false connections, misleading content, false context, imposter content, fabricated content. But for all intents and purposes, we will be discussing these three main: the satire or parody, imposter content, and false context. Now false context has already been focused on from the last few slides, which was the fake post. Next, we'll be talking about satire or parody, where it is content that is often produced for humorous or exaggerated intent, being mistaken for genuine or official news or content. Here we have satirical quotes or imposter post or imposter content, such as parody accounts. And here, as such, imposter content that is shared. Accounts possessed by individuals who pose as different people, most commonly celebrities or political figures. And and often occurring when shared posts have been produced by unofficial or malicious accounts, such as this. But can we know? Well, we can use the next technique, visual literacy. The ability to interpret, evaluate, and analyze or create visual media. Now, to analyze, we may see here that the account itself has very little following and only has one post. While the official account of Karadavid, which the account is posing as, has a lot of followers, has a few followings, and thousands of posts of official content. Next up, we can now move on to malinformation. The use of real and genuine information such as private messages, group chat conversations, and personal information. Here are a few examples, which I will blur for private concerns. Using such information to cause harm to the individual target. That is the way of malinformation, and is often used to ruin or damage the reputation of the individual or manipulate public perception. Now, example of this is the Docs Journals incident in Philippines, where this post, in summary, is the journalists Kong Corrales and Menzi Montes were doxed by an alleged troll. Now, further investigations actually revealed the intention was because they were shameless because they availed the government house program. Now, this is a very, very scary type of misinformation, as it actually uses real information such as their address and doxing or showing the world their private information. Now, for the last piece of content is disinformation. But what is it? Well, it is the act of fabricating content to intentionally harm another individual. There are two reasons why this happens, either for political gain or for financial gain. And an example of this is imposter content or deepfake. Now, we may be asking, didn't I already use imposter content for misinformation? Well, that was imposter content that was shared, or the post itself, where it was unintentional, while this is the actual person doing it. And another one is deepfake, which is practically the same thing. Now, here is a form of disinformation where the individual impersonates the following: politicians, celebrities, and content creators. This is usually done to destroy the individual's reputation or manipulate others using his or her identity. An example of this is the Coco Martin from Cebu City. From looking at this post, you may be seeing that it actually looks like Coco Martin, but if you take a greater look or use the previous ways of discovering misinformation, we may actually delve deeper and after further research, this was actually a vlogger who was Lutong Kahoy using a deepfake, where this is the original person. And now, though deepfakes are very malicious, this way of deepfake was used for satirical content. But the way of deepfaking, as I said, is a very malicious act of misinformation. And there are actually previous incidents of Coco Martin being deepfaked for promoting illegal content that I can't really share, as it was very old news. This is very recent, where deepfaking itself is an invasion of one's identity. But how do we know, or how can we know that this is fake? Well, we can use two methods. A previous method, which is visual literacy, where as we can interpret, analyze, and create meaning from images, where it is a method used to analyze images on a surface level. Here's an example where we can use our visual literacy, where we can see a part of his face as a sort of glitch, usually often happening when deepfake is used. Another is the straps being glitched as well. And lastly, here where the straps suddenly disappear into his arm. But another way to be able to detect if this is fake is by using Google Lens, where it is a tool to find the original image by finding matching images, where you can just slot in this picture right here into Google, and then you can click there, matching images, and there you can see the final post or multiple sources that give accurate information. And there we go. That is my PPT. I hope you learned something from this, and thank you for watching. And last words, from the wise words of Jim Carrey, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.